Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video, and we are on the Dino a Day review series, and this monster you see above me? Yeah, that's the Yutyrannus. Now, this is an amazing creature. He really is good at a lot, he or she, I guess, doesn't really matter, is good at a lot of very unique situations. Now, there's also a really awesome and sad thing about this video today. Good thing, this is the final dinosaur. We've completed the series. Bad thing, this is the final dinosaur, so we're going to be on to a new series after this. But anyways, let's continue. The Yutyrannus. Now, very fast. A lot of people don't realize the speed of this creature. It's very useful. It can be a very good scout tame if you want to increase some of the stamina and movement speed on it. Overall, that's not very common of a use for the Yutyrannus. I like using it for that reason, but that's not something that is a very common use. More commonly speaking, it's used for its stamina, high health, and a little bit of weight sometimes, but not commonly. Now, if you can put some health into this thing, they have some crazy high healths. I know that you can easily get them into the 50s, 60s pretty easily. Stamina is pretty important on them. Melee doesn't really matter too much. They don't really do that much damage. Just to show you, I'll increase it to a pretty high melee content and kind of go from there. But there's nothing super special about them in regards to their stats. It's what their special ability is that makes them insanely powerful. So, Yutyrannus, obviously you can see it right here, keeps that same speed. He's got a primary bite, which kind of does like a little bit of a funky looking thing. He's got a couple different animations for it. He has a secondary roar attack, and then he has a tertiary roar attack as well. Now, one is a debuff, and the other one is a buff, and people commonly confuse it, and I'll show you the easiest way to think about it. So the buff is your tertiary attack, and it's easy to know because he gets a little circle around any friendly dinosaurs, and when you do get that circle around them, they take reduced incoming damage, and they get a couple other buffs as well. Now he also has the debuff, which is the right click attack, and that increases and slows, basically does everything to help you attack something. Now, usually it only works on small mids, and I think if someone's riding it, so be careful about using the actual debuff unless they've changed that. So I'll show you how useful the debuff or this buff is. So the Triceratops, you don't even need someone riding a UD. You can do this with just yourself. It takes heavily reduced damage when you have on a buff on it. So there's that. I can get on it, and you see it doesn't make a difference. So as soon as this buff goes away, it takes about, you can notice right there, 37 from 30. That is, give or take, I'm just gonna pick a number out of here because I don't have an accurate thing. That's about a 25% reduction in damage from the original state. Now that's not bad at all. That's really strong. It's technically like 22.5%, but we're not going to go there. So that's a very large reduction in damage. So if you are doing a battle, 22% reduction is huge. Don't forget that. It does a little bit of increased damage output as well. Notice how the woolly rhino has that on it. Remember, it was doing about 4,700 damage yesterday. So we can actually crank this thing up to do a load of damage with this Yutyrannus, and that's kind of what the Yutyrannus is good for. Giving that boost to its fellows, it is able to pretty much just create super dinos, for lack of, 22% is a huge increase in general. I'll go and show you how much of a boost you get out of it. Yeah, not too shabby. You get a whole bunch of stuff. It's a really amazing dinosaur, this Yutyrannus is, but really it's used not for its individual purpose, but for that support dino. It's one of those rare dinosaurs that has a increased value in support. So outside of those three attacks, this guy doesn't really do anything. Now, where is he used? Now, commonly it's used on base defense because this debuff, that little thing right there, has a knockback. A lot of people don't realize that. That is a knockback attack for him. So you can knock things back, or players back with that. You can use him in boss fights, and he's pretty much exclusively used in boss fights because he'll sit there and just absolutely give those tames that you have in there the power to destroy just about any boss. He's used in larger PvP battles, even smaller ones, because that debuff and buff combined, obviously you saw it earlier, it's very helpful. And that's kind of just how it is. He can buff this Triceratops, obviously, into oblivion. where this thing can take huge less damage. So if you're doing a raid, having a Yutyrannus is very helpful. Even a low level one, it doesn't matter because the buff percentage does not change based on the level of the Yutyrannus. You just need that booster. That's it. So as a whole, when it comes to support dinos, this guy is pretty high up on that list, near the Daeodon, near those tames that you don't commonly think about using. But they really do have a lot of power to them. He's even kind of capable in a fight when using his primary attack, because he does quite a bit of damage. But again, we're not looking at like T-Rex or Giganotosaurus levels. We're just looking at kind of standard melee dinosaur. But that standard bonus is never a bad thing, so keep that in mind. Alright, so I'll go ahead and show you if I can get to a creature here to show you this debuff. And let's see. There it is. See that purple? It's got like the purple around him. It's a fear attack. And let's see if I can get it on this one too. So he is now feared. You'll notice that. He's got that purple debuff on him, and I can just sit there and do that increased damage with it as well. So anyways, really useful. Some of those attacks, people forget about using them. You notice that knockback right there. Pretty huge. So make sure you use that. And in general, the Yutyrannus is a great tame to have. Make sure you get one of these things because they really are helpful. Now, other than that, I know this is kind of a little bit of a end to this episode, but if there's a series you'd like me to do, because this is the official end to the Dino a Day series. I mean, we have done every single dino in Ark, gone over what it's good at, gone over all those fun things, and that's kind of that. But if there's something that you're like, yo, I'd like to see this, let me know. Oh, I forgot to mention one thing. Haha. Auto courage mode. You don't even have to be on him. You can ride that Triceratops and he will automatically give your things courage in order to actually provide them with, how do I say this properly, that boost that they so desperately need. See that? Pretty sweet. So, pretty neato how that works. And other than that, let's go back to what I was just talking about. So if you have anything that you'd like to see me do series-wise, let me know. I was thinking about maybe doing something in regards to the actual mods of the game, because a lot of people want to know some of the mods that are fun to use, kind of make the game a little bit different. I'll do some of those solo playthrough series, maybe some building series. I don't know. It's entirely up to you guys. Let me know what you're thinking, because obviously I want to make some videos that you guys will enjoy. So go ahead and let me know. But other than that, hopefully this video helps you out with the Yutyrannus, and this was a fun series to do, so let's go ahead and find another one. Alright, teach. Ow.